Hello. Okay, so this is going to be a video log on packing. So I'm aware that most of the IPCPs for England leave on Monday. So I thought this would be probably the best time to do one because obviously they've probably all packed by now, but at least if they watch this then there might be something they can think of rather than doing it a bit later on when it's too late to remind them if there's something that I've thought of that they haven't. So yeah, basically that's my logic in this, and I'm very bored. So yeah. So by this stage, everyone should have done their CRB and had that back. They should have got their info pack that has their letter in it and all their visa documentation. They should have got their visa and their passport back in the post. I'm just looking over here because I've got my massive big list of stuff to remember. They should have got their flights, paid their programme fee, paid the medical insurance and travel insurance if you want it. Now travel insurance is optional, so it's really up to you whether you want to cover things. If you're taking gadgets and stuff with you, then I'd advise it. If you're a bit paranoid about your luggage, then yeah, it's great for that. So yeah, that's everything that you should have done by now. There's obviously money. If you're getting a prepaid cash card or you're converting, then now is a good time to have got that sorted, especially if you're leaving on Monday. You've probably already done that. But 10th of June people, I got my dollars 2 days ago, so I've got that ready to go. Money wise, I know this probably should have been included in another video log rather than packing, but I know a lot of people are concerned about how much money to take with them. You literally just need to live off it for 2 weeks. You don't need to pay rent out of it. What happens is you get paid on your second week and 2 lots of rent comes out. But I remember thinking that then I'd have to last a third week because I wouldn't have much left. But I remember I still had about $100 left out of my paycheck even after 2 weeks worth of rent went out. So yeah, that's the way that works. People would usually take in, I think last year were about 500. I took 600 last year, and I had more than enough. I ended up actually just spending it on bits and bobs, ended up buying a Universal ticket with it. You know, it's nice to have like a bit of a fallback just in case one week you don't get paid a lot in your paycheck. At least you know you've got some extra money. Or if you're planning on travelling, then you know you can always just keep hold of it until you want to use it. So yeah, there's that. I've never used a prepaid cash card, so I'm not really sure what to advise you on with that. But I know there's plenty of comparisons out there, and I know Fairfax are pretty good. So yeah, they're probably worth looking at. So again, a bit late for 3rd Juners, but if you're 10th of June, if you have any prescribed medication, anything like that, you need to be getting that this week. And just explain the situation to your doctor. I know I've done the same, and they will just give you enough to be able to last you the 2 months, and that's fine. Okay, so this applies to the 3rd of Juners. If you've not already done this, I think this is a big thing to do, is to go through your folder of documents. So I thought I'd just go and get my folder, just so I can use it to explain. So this is my folder of documents, and this has everything that I need in it, plus some extras that I just have. Now that's probably going to be my hand luggage allowance as it is, because it's pretty heavy. But I'm always a bit paranoid about it because obviously there's a lot of important things in here. So I advise, what my advice is to photocopy all of the important things. I actually did a post about this on my blog, so I would post it down there and you can just keep referring back to it rather than having to go back to my video and listen to it. But I'd go through, I'd photocopy. You need photocopies of your passport, so take those. You need to photocopy DS 2019. What else? Proof of medical insurance, proof of programme assessment fee. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm going to say that's it. Again, I did a blog post on it when I was thinking about it, not on the spot. But those are the things that Disney need to see from you. So if anything was to happen to your hand luggage in between getting off the plane and Disney, or getting on the plane and Disney, at least you know then that Disney aren't going to be all mad at you because it looks like you haven't paid program assessment fee because you can't prove it. So yeah, photocopy your documents and put a copy in your suitcase. Keep your originals in your hand luggage because obviously you need it for e-ticket. You need a DS 2019 when you get to customs in Orlando. You obviously need your actual passport. But I think Disney actually ask for photocopies at some point. And in Louise's email, she explains that you need a photocopy of your cover of your passport. I don't know why. Your picture page, your visa page, and any other stamps you've got. Like in my passport, I've got my visa from last year, so I had to photocopy that. So yeah, that's about photocopying documents. Okay, so one thing that people are debating between is bedding. Now, I like beds, I like my sleep. I don't really like the way that Americans sleep. I don't like the sleeping under a sheet. I don't like their comforters. I don't like whatever their duvet thing is. So I like my duvet. I've got a really, really thin one. Me and Mum put it in a vacuum pack with a pillow and suck all the air out and put it in a suitcase. And I'm quite happy to take 2 suitcases. I don't care. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, don't do it, it's not worth the hassle. I did it last year and I didn't think it was that hard. I mean, I'm not particularly like a small person. I am quite tall, but you know, I'm not exactly like some kind of superhuman weightlifter. So I don't think that really me as a person makes it any different. So I'd advise that if you like sleep and you're particular to your duvet, I mean, especially some people have allergies to certain certain duvets, certain pillows, so if you have that, I'd say probably take it. But obviously, like, some people just say that it's not worth taking 2 suitcases and it's not worth paying the extra 30 quid to take a suitcase out there, but you probably need to take one back. And unless you have the space to be able to pack a suitcase inside a suitcase, you're going to have to pay for a suitcase coming back anyway, so you might as well just pay the £30, take one out with you and be able to take some extra things. I didn't bring my duvet back, I chucked it. Like, it was a super cheap one. And same with the pillows, I just chucked it. I took all my toiletries out there with me. I left what I had. I didn't bring them back with me. So I had extra space to be able to fill that with things that I'd bought out there. I know people are saying, oh, it's not worth, you know, your weight allowance, but if you've got 2 suitcases, you can afford to do that. And then it saves you having to buy it at Walmart. The first trip to Walmart is stressful enough as it is when you've got to buy enough food to be able to live off, without having to think that you've got to buy really heavy toiletries as well. Like, people are saying that it takes up weight allowance. Well, that weight allowance that you're not taking with you in toiletries, you've got to buy at Walmart and bring back with you, and that's really heavy. And I can't stress enough how important it is for you to take material bags. Like, I really can't express, or backpacks or something, because carrier bags hurt your hands, like, really. I know I've said this in about 5 different posts about taking material bags, but that's because I really think it's a good idea. I didn't do it and my hands hurt. I thought I was going to lose my fingers that day. I didn't, but I was close to. Like, I have all my fingers, but I could have lost my fingers and I would not have been happy. So I wanted to advise people to take material bags. That's the only thing I have to give. Take material bags or a backpack or something, because it hurts. Okay, so back onto packing. After my rant of material bags and Walmart, yeah, bedding is completely really down to the person. I will be taking it. I will be taking 2 suitcases as well. So if you've got 2 suitcases, get some vacuum packs. You can buy them from Wilkinson's. I think you can get them from Asda. They're not that expensive and they're worth it. And bringing stuff back as well. You can stick clothes in it and vacuum all the air out, and it makes it easier to pack. So yeah, that's bedding. It's down to the person really. 2 suitcases. That's kind of the same again. I mean, I wouldn't say take 2 suitcases and then fill it all up and, you know, take more clothes than what you needed to, because I certainly did that last year. I had 2 suitcases, so I filled it. But really, I shouldn't have done that, because it would have just meant that it was lighter for me to take, which would have made it easier to pull. Not that it was particularly that heavy, but it just would have made it easier. So, yeah, if you're taking 2 suitcases, you don't have to fill it. But yeah, it's again down to you whether you want to take 2. I think it's worth it, but others don't. Okay, so SIM card. If you've bought one of these, I know quite a lot of people have bought them off eBay for Simple Mobile. You can get top-up vouchers online. You can get them activated online. So if you're wanting your phone to be able to use it straight as you get off a plane like me, then you can do it online. But with the vouchers you get, they are 30 days or 15 days. And as soon as you put that pin in, which you need the pin to be able to activate it, it then starts rolling. So obviously if I was to do it now, I'd lose 7, 8, 9 days because I don't get to Florida until next Monday. So there'd be no point in me activating it now. So, you know, I'm probably going to do mine next Saturday, well, probably Saturday, so I know that it's done. And then I've only lost like a day and a half. And I'm happy with that because at least then I know that it's working, and I know when I get off the plane in Florida that I'm not going to have any issues with it. So yeah, you need to either buy a SIM card and top it up before you go, or there is a phone shop by Vista you can get it in, and people bought phones from Walmart last year and top up vouchers from there, and that was fine for people to do. So there's lots of options. Don't worry if you've not got one, it's not the end of the world. There's plenty of places you can get them from on your first day if you've got time. Okay, so packing wise, this has kind of been more advice at the moment. I am actually going to go on to a list, so don't think the whole video is just going to be advice. The main thing is when it comes on to clothes is pack as if you're going on a 2-week holiday. Last year I filled a whole suitcase full of clothes and I probably wore about 30% of them. I packed 2 pairs of jeans. That was not cool. I thought I'd wear them. I wore them once and it was sweaty. Yeah, no, it wasn't a good idea. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been on holiday before to Florida and forgot that when I went on holiday it was Christmas, so that was December, and forgot that it was a little bit colder then. So I thought because I wore them then that I'd wear them this time, but I forgot that there's a difference in climate. So you definitely don't need jeans. Yeah. Main thing is to pack probably just your favourite clothes, really. You need shorts, you need, you know, strappy tops like these, for girls obviously. Guys, light t-shirts. I've got one here actually. A lot of people have got this and it makes me happy. But just light clothes, you know, because it does get very hot. And bedding. If you're taking your bedding with you, and obviously you need covers and sheets and things, only take one lot. Like you, because I took 2, thinking that when I've got one finished and I switch them over, then I've got time to be able to go and wash them without having no bedding on. But you wash and you dry at the same time. Well, you know, you wash them and then they go in the dryer. So your clothes and your bedding and whatever you've washed is finished within about 2.5 hours. So I didn't really need a second lot of bedding. That took up space. Same thing with pyjamas. Like, you wash your pyjamas once a week or whatever. You don't need too many pairs. So yeah, that's just my advice, is remember that when you're washing that it is done within 2.5 hours, 2 hours maybe. So bear that in mind when you're packing. If you're packing thinking, oh yeah, well I need to wait for my clothes to dry so I can't do that. You don't. They go in the washer, it takes an hour and it's done. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so actually on to packing now. Got my little packing list. Okay, so hand luggage, you need your folder of documents. Like so, I think a folder like this is really easy because you can flick through and get exactly what you want. I'm a bit of an organisational freak, so I have everything labelled. Yeah, so that's quite helpful. A lot of people have put post-its at the top so they can pick them in. I pick it up even, yeah. So I probably will end up doing that because it's easy just to pick out what you need. So yeah, you need your folder of documents. You definitely need your passport. You cannot go without that. Make sure you've got that. You need money. Now, when you get to the airport, you need English money for this side. To buy any food and things. I mean, like, I don't like plain food, so I'm probably going to be eating at the airport before I get on the plane and buying a sandwich to eat on the plane. So I obviously need English money for that, but when you get off the other side you need American money. So you need a bit of both. You can gauge how much you think you're going to spend. Some people spend more than others. If you're not planning on buying anything, you know, you could just take a tenner of English money just so you have something just in case you see something you want, a magazine or a packet of sweets or something. So yeah, you need that. Obviously you'll just have your purse or your wallet, and that'll have all your cards in and stuff. If you, I mean, my purse is full, like, I'll show you the state of mine. Right, this is my purse, and it's full of these and general junk. But not junk means something to me. But I will be having a sort out, like, I probably really don't need to take my student rail card. I don't, well, I might need my national insurance number. I don't need my Nando's loyalty cards. I don't think I need my Matalan card. I don't need my Tesco Club card. So I'll be going through my purse and removing any cards that I don't need, and then leaving the rest in there, and then I'll sort my purse out when I actually get there. So yeah, you need your purse and your wallet because you're going to want that when you take it to the parks anyway. Now if you're taking a laptop or an iPad, I got a backpack. This is my little storage cupboard. Everything's going to fall out. Right, so I got a backpack, and there is a lot of space in this. See, lots of space. So I advise, I'll sort that out later. I advise putting your laptop or your iPad in your backpack or your hand luggage, or if you're taking a second item, like I'm going to have my handbag which will have my folder and my passport, my purse in it, and everything else that I just want on the plane will be in my backpack. But you could take a laptop bag and have your laptop in that, but I definitely take your gadget of tablet or iPad or laptop as an item in your hand luggage, because at least then you know it's safe. You know, people that work on the airlines, they do chuck your bags around. Like, my suitcase got broken last year, and they do just chuck it around, so at least you know where your laptop or whatever is going, and you know how it's been treated. Okay, so another thing you want is headphones. They give you headphones obviously for the plane, but if you're listening, like, I'm going to have my iPad with me, so if I want to listen to some music or watch a film that I've loaded onto there, I've got my own headphones for that. I'd advise taking your camera in your hand luggage, because as soon as you get off the plane you're going to want to take pictures. You're going to want to take pictures before you get on the plane. You're going to want to document every moment of it, so definitely take your camera, and then have your phone and your SIM card in your hand luggage ready just to turn on when you get off the plane. Chargers. Now, I'd advise taking an adapter inside your hand luggage. I would probably take my phone charger with me, just because I know that if anything happened to my suitcase, I'd want to be able to still charge my phone. But definitely take an adapter with you, and then at least you know that you've got one. Yeah, although if you lost your suitcase you'd probably lose all your electricals anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. But I would still take my phone charger with me, just because then I know that I'm not going to be without a phone. Pen and paper. Now, paper's always good because you can play hangman, you can play noughts and crosses, but it's always good to have a couple of pens, because if you get asked to fill in your landing card, I can't remember what you've got to do on it, can't remember if you do anything on it at all, but at least you've got a pen. And if you're sat next to somebody that doesn't have a pen, you can make friends, because you can lend them your pen, which is always good. And I like to doodle, so I will be taking pens of multiple colours. I also like to take my essential makeup with me. You can put it in a clear plastic bag and you're absolutely fine to do that. So I will probably be taking a foundation, blusher, and eyeliner and mascara in my hand luggage with me, because it'll be the last thing that I'll do before I leave, and it's easier to just put it in my hand luggage than it is to reach through my suitcase and put it with my makeup. Now, the freak inside me will put traditions wear in my backpack, because you have orientation, you have traditions on your third day, you have working training straight after that, and if anything happens to your suitcases, I don't think really Disney care. You'll have to go out and buy something, because you can't turn up in shorts and t-shirt just because you don't have your suitcase. So yeah, I will probably take the lightest of my traditions wear and just shove it at the bottom. I will wear the shoes that I'm going to be wearing for traditions, so I don't have to take an extra pair of shoes. And I will put in an extra pair of underwear and socks, because I'm a sad person, and if I lose my suitcase I want clean underwear for the next day. So yeah, that'll be at the bottom of my bag. If anybody else does that, that makes me happy, because I'm not the only person that's a freak. But the normal person inside of me will take a book to read, even though I don't really like reading. I much prefer to watch films, but sometimes I like to do different things, so because I get bored even then after watching a film, so I might take a book and read it. I've actually got a question mark next to it on my packing list, because who knows, I might just put books on my iPad, and then I can read them that way. I can read as many different books as I want. Now I've also put on here that, like, I've decided what I'm going to wear, because deciding on what you wear is quite important, I think, because you want something you can wear in England that's warm and something that's in Florida that's cool. So layers, it's good. So I'll probably end up wearing a strappy top or some kind of light t-shirt and my Disney hoodie, because I can just take my Disney hoodie off, which I did last year. You can take your Disney hoodie off as you get off the plane. Sorry, what hiccups. And then that's fine, you can just tie it around your waist, you don't have to carry it, that's cool. Last year I wore joggers and I took a pair of shorts in my backpack, but then obviously you've got to find a place to put what you were wearing. So this year I'm now going to wear shorts and tights, so I just have to take off my pair of tights and I'm done. And then I don't have to worry about socks, taking off socks either, because I can just slip my shoes straight on. And I'll be wearing kind of like Tom's type shoes. So that's my idea for what I'm going to wear. Obviously lads, again, if you've got a jacket, not a jacket, like a hoodie, fleecy, zip up hoodie, something, wear one of those, because it does get kind of quite chilly in the apartments. So if you're not packing one, wear it, because you're going to want it when you get in the apartments anyway, because you control the aircon, but your roommates and apartment people can control the aircon too. So if there's someone that's going to keep turning it so it goes cold, you have to keep turning it off. And you could just battle with them for ages, but you could just also wear a hoodie. So yeah, and sometimes the buses are quite cold, they put aircon on the buses, so I used to take a cardigan with me on the bus. But lads, you could take a hoodie if you're of the cold-blooded nature like me. Cold-blooded? No, not cold-blooded. That's heartless. Yeah, you know what I mean. If you get cold easily, like me, take something to wear on the bus. And that could be the something that you wear on the plane to take off. I don't really know what lads will do on the bottom half. If you've got maybe trousers that you can roll up, or just grin and bear it and wear shorts. I don't know. But I'd say one of the two of those. Sorry, I'm trying to think like a lad, and it's not really working because I'm not very good at it. But I hope that it's helping a little bit. If not, then at least I'm being a good laugh. Okay, so gadgets. You'll already have had your laptop and your camera from your inside your hand luggage, but inside your suitcase, you could take something like, maybe I took like a reading light, because if, say, like your roommate wanted the light off, then you could just have like a little torch or a little reading light, just in case there's something you did want to do that didn't have a backlight. I found that quite useful. If you're taking a laptop, you might want to take a USB stick, maybe, or a hard drive if you wanted to put pictures on it. Girls, straighteners, hairdryer. Check that the voltage works. I took my hairdryer last year and I might as well have just been blowing my hair dry, like, because it did nothing. Straighteners, however, I took my GHDs and they worked fine. So I'm hoping my GHD hairdryer will work this time, because obviously it takes up weight, it takes up space in your suitcase. Yeah. And then make sure whatever you packed the chargers, because you don't want to get there and find out that you've packed your laptop and you haven't packed the charger for it, so you can't do anything. And then make sure as well, if you're not taking if you're not taking a laptop or an iPad or something, that you've got lots of memory cards for your camera, because you've got no way of backing them up. I mean, the complexes do have computer suites, but I'm not entirely sure whether you can access the USB drives. I think you can, because I think a friend of mine actually used it to do work on last year, and I think he managed to use his USB stick to print off work, but don't hold me to that. So I'm not entirely sure whether you could take a hard drive and be able to back it up. So I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so next thing, some people might like to take, I know I will, take a bag just to put your dirty clothes in. Because obviously you're sharing a room with somebody, you don't want your clothes and your underwear and your socks to be everywhere. I'd like them to be in a confined space. I wouldn't want my roommate to see that. So I'll be taking a bag just to put my dirty laundry in. I'm taking a notebook, which looks like this. Ow, just hit myself in the face. It looks like this currently, but it's not going to look like that soon because I'm going to cover it in Disney pictures. So you want that. You want possibly a diary. I mean, you're going to get given a program guide when you arrive anyway, which actually has kind of like a diary in it, so you can write all your work shifts and stuff in that. So it's not essential, but some people might like to do it. Pencil case maybe with pens in. I know I'm going to want to write my journal, so I'm going to want different coloured pens and stuff, but it depends whether you're doing something like that, whether you feel that a pencil case and different coloured pens and pencils would be useful to you. Don't take it if you don't need it. You also need a locker, no, not a locker, padlock for your locker. Now I've been telling people you don't need the wire ones, but I know that when I took my wire one it worked, but I had another type of padlock which I couldn't get the hook around. The space wasn't big enough for me to kind of hook it. So I found the wire ones worked the best, but I didn't have every type of padlock to be able to try them. So I imagine as long as the gap where the hook bit is big enough, it'll be fine. If you're unsure, you can wait until you get there. Have a look at the locker. Obviously you'd have to leave it while you went to leave your stuff while you went to Walmart, but you could get one at Walmart or Walgreens. But yeah, the wire ones, it works the best for me. Some people might want to take like Ziploc bags, the ones that have the little bits on them, or a lunchbox to be able to take stuff to work. I actually bought one when I was out there because I didn't have one, and it worked a treat because it stopped all your food getting squished if you took a bag. So yeah, that's all that stuff. An extra thing I found really useful, fell on the floor, is this little gadget. It's luggage scales, but they're travel size, and you just literally clip that around the strap of your suitcase, and then you can lift it up, and you see the red line moves. I can't pull it. The red line moves and it takes the white line with it, and then you don't have to look at it while you're doing it, but you can just turn it around and go, oh okay, so my luggage is 15. Oh, like that. And that will just fit in my suitcase. That means I can weigh it before I come back and know that I'm not over. Okay, so the next thing is toiletries. So you've got shampoo, conditioner. I use a 2-in-1, so it takes up less space. You need brush, maybe skin moisturiser. You obviously want toothbrush and toothpaste. I take that regardless, because you don't want to be thinking that you don't want to get there, find out you're not going to Walmart on the first night and not being able to brush your teeth. No. Deodorant, again, I'd take that. You could buy travel size if you really wanted to. No, I'm going to be taking my towels with me. I know not everybody does that. But if you don't want to use all your space, I'd suggest taking maybe like a beach towel, and then at least when you get there on your first night you can still have a shower until you can get bath towels from Walmart. Razors, perfume, suntan lotion and after sun. Suntan lotion and after sun, you can buy at Walmart if you really want to, but again, I'm just taking it with me. I feel like it would be easier for me, and then I don't have to spend money on it if I buy it here. So yeah, girls, makeup, any hair products you use. If you want hairspray, you can take that. Oh, can you put hairspray in a suitcase? I assume you can, because you can put aerosols in there, I think. Don't hold me to that, maybe Google that, because I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so you want that. I will be taking nail polishes with me, not a lot. I mean, I've got a lot, but I won't be taking them all with me. But remember, if you're taking them, like I will be taking ones that I'll be wearing on my days off. But I'm gonna be taking ones that I can wear, like if I'm working. Like you can wear nude colours, you can wear light pinks, you can wear clear. I like to have polish on all the time, so I'll be taking some form of polish. Even though I'm going to be buying lots when I'm over there, but I want some until I get there. Medical stuff. I'm taking a little first aid box because I'm a freak. So I'll have like pain relief, so like ibuprofen and paracetamol. I've got my wisdom teeth coming through, so I've been advised to take Corstill mouthwash with me. Motion sickness, maybe plasters, bug spray, stuff. Yeah, but that's personal preference again. So clothes, again, just remember you're packing for almost like a holiday. You don't have to pack as if you need 2 months worth of clothes. You literally need 2 weeks. You can wash, you know, they've got washing machines in each complex. Some have got them more frequently dotted than others. If you live in the Commons, they've got them in every apartment. Vista, they've got them in every apartment block. Patterson, I think they have laundry rooms. I think it's, I want to say 1 in 4 blocks, one in every 4 shared, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't live there. I'm only going off what I remember reading. And Chatham, I think it's either 1 in 2 or 1 in 1. But again, you basically can use them. It's not. I never found it an issue. So yeah, you need traditions wear. Probably about 3 outfits, I'd say. Like you don't need it for two orientation days. I can't remember what you have to wear for those. I think that's casual. Could be wrong though. I feel a bit like Dory. Yeah, I'd say 3 or 4. Again, you can wash. I took 3 last year, and that was fine. But yeah, you can wash if you want to be able to reuse them. And sometimes you might need them later on in your programme, so you know you can wear them again. Okay, so you want t-shirts. If you're a girl, you want t-shirts, you want stroppy tops, you want shorts, underwear. If you're a guy, you want light t-shirts, shorts. I don't think you'll want trousers or jeans, if I'm honest. If you're wearing shorts, you want trainer socks. If you don't wear socks, that's fine. My feet get cold, so I'll be taking fluffy socks to go in my pyjamas. So you need pyjamas or whatever you wear. You need some kind of shoes. You need shoes for traditions. You need some form of shoes that are good in the rain. I'm not even going to try and limit myself to how many pairs of shoes I'm going to take. But girls, don't even bother trying to take heels. It's really not worth it, especially for traditions. You're going to be walking around Magic Kingdom, and work orientation. It's not worth it. I mean, you could take a pair of heels if you're planning on going out, graduation, that type of thing. That's fine, but not for like working or training or anything like that. But yeah, you basically just need not lots, you need different types of shoes. Don't take more than 1 pair of the same shoe, unless of course you're doing it for a fashion statement. I'll probably take a couple of pairs of pumps. These are always good. They're good with everything. I'm sorry. But you don't need to take anything like that. Why do you need fur? You don't need fur boots. So that's not good. So yeah, just think about what you're taking, and it's up to you what kind of shoes you want to take. Then you need swimwear. So guys, you obviously need swimming trunks, speedos if you want that. Girls, bikini, tankini, swimming costume, whatever. And then, as I mentioned before, you need a beach towel for that. And then something kind of a bit like this that you can kind of stick over the top of maybe your swimwear if you're going to like the water parks for the day, because you might not want to wander around. You might want something over the top of it. If it gets a bit chilly, maybe. I don't know. I'd advise taking some kind of light water jacket or umbrella, because I forgot that it might rain. And although it doesn't rain a lot, like, it's not consistent. It just has downpours. So jackets, umbrellas are always good because you can always just whack out. I bought a Disney poncho when I was there. I got it from Cast Connections, which is like a cheap discounted Disney merchandise place store for cast members. Yeah, so some kind of waterproof thing would be good. And then room wise, duvet and pillows, quilt, pillow covers and bed sheets if you're taking them. If not, don't bother. And then any kind of soft toys, home comforts, photographs to stick on your corkboard, pictures. If you've got any pins that you already have that you want to trade, take those. I'm trying to think now. Just general room accessories. Like I'll be taking this little guy. That's my teddy bear. So I'll be taking him. I'm trying to look around my room to see if there's anything else. That's all that's on my packing list. So I think that's everything. But yeah, just the main thing to remember is not to overpack with clothes. And then you'll probably just be good to go. Yeah. Yeah, just do a test pack, see if it works. So Juna's, you're already done, so you're good. But there might be something that I've said in this that you didn't remember or you hadn't even thought about packing. I know there's certainly things that I packed last year that I definitely did not need to pack, or things that I didn't pack that I definitely did need to. But yeah, so that's everything that you need to pack. I will put my blog post to like final things. That also has a link into my packing list on there, and just general final things to remember, things that I forgot last year that no one reminded me of. So I'm being the nice person and reminding all of you guys all the things that I forgot, so don't make the mistake I did. So I don't want you to. So you're going to watch this video, then you're going to look at my blog post, and you're going to be good to go. So yeah, this has been a bit of a weird video. I think I've got a bit of a crazy head on, but I need chocolate or sweets or something. So I'm going to go, and Britain's Got Talent starts in 10 minutes. So I'm going to finish, edit this, and then upload it for all you guys to watch. So thank you very much for watching and sticking up with my crazy. I love you all. Bye.